Welcome to Yoga with Donna. I hope everybody's good. Today we're going to be doing a 15-minute morning yoga practice. We'll need a block, or if you haven't got a block, just get a book that you might be able to use at similar height. We're going to start by lying on our backs. We're going to place the block or the book at a lower level and just lift up your hips. Place it right underneath your hips, just get yourself set up. And just have your feet firmly planted into the mat, your knees bent in a little bit so your heels are coming in slightly towards the block. Just take your hands out away from your sides of your body with your palms facing up so there's no pressure going through your arms. Relax your shoulders, relax your ribs, and let's just stay here for a couple of breaths, really good for your lower back. First thing in the morning when you get out of bed, sometimes you find that your lower back is very stiff after your night's sleep, depending how you sleep. So take some deep breaths in through your nose, pause at the top and out through your nose. Another deep breath in. Pause and exhale out. Really pull your navel to your spine when you exhale. Breathing in and exhale. And then when you're ready, stretch your left leg out along the mat. You can point your toe here, still up on the block. Now bring your right knee, hug it in towards your chest, just as far as comfortable to you. So you should feel a stretch through the back of that left hamstring and through your hip and your lower back with the right knee bent in. And just stay here for a few moments, breathing in, long deep breaths. And as you exhale, you can pull the leg a little bit further towards you if you can, still keeping that left foot and calf muscle grounded into the mat. Breathing in and exhale. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. And then just slowly bend your left leg. Place your foot firmly on the mat and then just release the right leg. Take hold of the left leg around your shin and extend the right leg out along the mat, pointing your toes and firmly on the mat there. And breathing in and breathing out. Try and pull that left leg in, that thigh in towards your chest. And breathing in and breathing out. Now if you're finding it a little bit hard to keep that right leg stretched on the mat, you can just bend your knees slightly. As long as you've got the heel still on the mat, that's all good. And breathing in and breathing out. One more time. Getting that knee in closer towards you, really big hug towards your chest. And exhale. Bringing your right foot in, placing it on the mat towards the block. Release the left leg and foot. This time we're going to lift your block up into the higher level if you can. Otherwise just stay on the lower level. And just stay here for a moment just to stretch out your lower back even a little bit more. And just release and relax over the block, whatever height it is. And still keep deep breathing. Focus on your breath. Keep your toes and your feet relaxed on the mat. And one more deep breath in. Exhale, and as you exhale, slowly come off the block very gently. Slide it to the side. And then just extend your left leg, hug your right leg in towards your chest. And then extend it to stretch the hamstrings. So extend that right foot up towards the ceiling or the sky, wherever you're doing your practice, holding onto your calf muscle, extending through that left thigh out towards your toe along the mat, and just breathing in. And as you breathe out, just try and pull that leg a little bit closer towards you. If you find it easier to have your knee bent, that's good, as long as you can still feel a hamstring stretch through the back of that leg. And keep going, breathing in your own time. Exhaling in your own time. You might find as you're going through the inhaling and exhaling, your leg might get a little bit closer towards you. And if you feel like you'd like to and your leg is reasonably close to you, you can lift up and have your head coming towards your knee. And then when you're ready, exhale and release. And then bend that knee in towards your chest, give it a big hug. And then changing over, bending in your left leg, stretching out your right leg, pointing your foot. Remember, you can have your knees slightly bent if you need to. And then hug your left knee in towards your chest. And when you're ready, extend it up towards the ceiling or sky, holding behind your calf muscle. Deep breaths here. Doesn't matter if you're finding you can only get it to here and it's still bent, just as long as you can feel a decent stretch up through your hamstrings. And then breathing, because sometimes early in the morning these get really tight, so you need to feel like you can stretch them out, ready to start your day. Breathing in and breathing out. You can keep it pulsing to and fro if you like, so you can breathe in and then breathe out and bring it towards you as much as you feel is a good stretch for you. You find that one leg is a little bit tighter than the other. And then when you're ready, if you feel like you'd like to, lift your head and shoulders off the mat, bring your head towards your knee, hold it, and then exhaling. Bending your knee in towards your chest, thank it for giving a good stretch. And then bending in your right leg, slowly stretching your legs out along the mat, give them a good bang out, really release the muscles, relax them. And then bringing them in towards your chest, rolling over to your right side, we're going to come into cat-cow. So hands underneath your shoulders, shoulder width apart, knees underneath your hips, and let's drop your belly, lift your gaze, breathing in, really dip that belly so you can feel your muscles relaxing, lower back relaxing, and then pushing away from the mat, breathing out, looking back between your knees, very rounded back, and then one more time, breathing in, and breathing out, push away, and then coming back to neutral. Curling your toes under, we're coming into our first downward facing dog. So if you'd like to have your feet a little bit further apart, you can have them as wide as the mat if you like, and then just pedal through them, heading your heels towards the mat. And then coming up onto your toes, slowly release your heels down towards the mat. Hold it here for a moment. Try and get your ribs heading towards your thighs. Really good stretch for first thing in the morning. And then when you're ready, looking forward between your hands, take your right leg and bring it through between your hands, coming into a low lunge. Hold it here for a moment. Really trying to get that chest coming forward. And then when you're ready, coming up, place your hands on your knee if you can, and then bring your arms up beside your ears, up towards the ceiling, really long length of spine through from that back heel, right up. Deep breaths. And then take your hands into prayer position, holding it here still. If you're finding it's a little bit difficult, you can lower your back knee. And then when you're ready, lift your arms up past your nose, up towards the ceiling or sky, then open out to the side, left arm coming forward, right arm going back. And if you feel you can, look to the side as well, holding it here, really stretching those fingers forward and back, feeling that stretch through that left side. Hold it here, breathing. And then when you're ready, coming back up, arms up, coming into prayer position, and then coming down, placing your hands onto the mat where you can relax a little bit more, and then take your leg back into downward facing dog, pedal through your feet. That should really wake your body up first thing in the morning. Up onto your toes, lower towards the mat with your heels, and then slowly release your knees back down onto the mat. We're going to do a couple of cat-cows again. Breathing in, I really arch that back, really release those hamstrings, pushing away, rounding through your back. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. And then coming back to neutral. This time curl your toes under, lifting your heels up, coming back into downward facing dog. Should be able to have your feet a little bit closer this time. Just pedal through them. And then up on your toes, slowly release your heels, heading towards the mat as much as you can. You should be able to get them a little bit closer this time. And looking forward between your hands, take your left foot, carry it through between your hands onto the mat, stretch out that back leg. Now if you're finding it a little bit difficult, you can lower your knee down to the mat to do the next sequence. And then when you're ready, coming up, placing your hands in prayer position, really stretch through that back leg, through those toes, pulling right up to the ceiling as much as you can. You should really feel it in that quad and through the front of the hip flexor there. And take your arms up, shoulders down, stretch your fingers up towards the ceiling or sky, hold it here, deep breath, and then take one arm forward, one back, turn your head to the side if you feel you can, really stretching fingers forward and back, pulling up through your body, deep breaths, and then when you're ready, coming back to centre, hold it here, palms together, and then release, come down to the mat, stretching out a little bit more, and then we're coming back into downward facing dog, and just pedal through your feet again, take deep breaths, really release those legs. This time you're going to look between your hands, you're going to lower your knees down to the mat, relax your toes, come to sitting in easy pose or whichever way you would like to sit that's good for you. And we just take a deep breath in, arms coming up and exhaling out. Let's take a little stretch to the side, take your right arm up, stretch right over, really feel that stretch through that hip and ribs, side of the body. Make sure your sit bones are on the mat. Inhale and extend, breathing in and over. Just try and get your shoulder down as much as you can. Really pull those fingers towards the other side of the mat, and then coming back down. Take a deep breath in, palms together, front of the sternum, in your heart space. And let's take a deep breath in, hold it, breathing out. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here today, everyone, and I hope you found this morning practice beneficial. And if you like my channel, please subscribe, and if you've got any questions, please put them in the comments section below. Thank you. Bye.